What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Max, and today, bro, we're reacting to dangerous kids reacting to life sentences. If you're new, drop a like, subscribe. Road to 1,000 subs. We're almost there. Currently at like 710. So please drop a like, and let's get straight into the video.
I'm very tempted to just say I'm not going to accept this sentence agreement. We'll go to trial, and if you're convicted of felony murder, you'll go to prison for the rest of your life. That means you'll die there. That's what I'm tempted to do.
At 16, you knew not to keep pounding your fist on that pillow with that little baby's head there. That little boy had to be terrified.
I didn't mean to kill Oscar. Ashley, I really didn't. You really think I did that? I didn't.
Nah, nigga, if you just kept punching the pillow while the baby's head was there, bro, you deserve the death sentence, bro. Fuck life in jail. Fuck, then kill him on the spots, bro. Like, this guy deserves to be just gone.
You hurt him.
We're trying to play the victim now, nigga.
A 14-year-old Philip Chisholm.
He is pure evil, and evil can never be rehabilitated.
You must imprison this killer for the rest of his life.
A ninth grader who's in court for murdering his 24-year-old school math teacher, Colleen Ritzer, on October 22, 2013. Colleen was known for her dedication to her students, and on that fateful day, she had asked Chisholm to stay after school for additional lessons. Little did she know that her kindness would lead to a horrific end. Chisholm came prepared with a knife, a change of clothes, and gloves. He followed her into a restroom where he took her life. His brutality didn't stop there. He robbed, assaulted, and abused her. Afterward, he disposed of her lifeless body by placing it in a garbage bin and dragging it behind the school. In a futile attempt to cover up his crimes, Chisholm went into town and used Ritzard's credit card to buy a movie ticket. However, he was traced down and arrested by the police the next morning. He still had Colleen's blood on his hands. While the magnitude of Chisholm's crimes is daunting, his courtroom behavior will leave you in disbelief. Philip Chisholm faced multiple charges, including murder, aggravated rape, and armed robbery. Throughout the court proceedings,
This nigga's a freshman, bro. He's big as shit.
Chisholm displayed a shocking lack of remorse, even as the victim's father read his statement.
Killer knew exactly what he was doing and has never shown remorse.
His demeanor and actions demonstrated a complete disregard for the gravity of his crimes and the immeasurable pain he had inflicted on Colleen Ritzer's family, even in the face of a touching tribute by Colleen's brother.
Put this animal behind bars for the maximum possible sentence. Do not give this coward the opportunity to shatter another family's lives.
Chisholm remained cold and unrepentant. His attorneys claimed that he was mentally unstable, but that didn't work.
My question is, bro, like, I always wonder with lawyers and shit, how can y'all defend, like, niggas that you know is guilty, bro? Like, me as a lawyer, bro, and this kid comes across my desk saying that he killed his math teacher and raped her and then proceeded to throw her lifeless body away. Because obviously, you know, if you kill sometimes people kill people, and it's like out of anger, it's like in the moment type of thing. But no, this thing was completely planned out. He ended up assaulting her, disposing of her body, steals her credit card, and then goes to the movies, my nigga. And then he didn't even got the decency to even like take a shower after he killed her, because he was still found with the blood on her hands the next morning, bro. So it's like, that comes across my desk as a lawyer, and I'm declining that, bro. I can't defend this nigga, bro. Like, I know everybody needs a lawyer, but some niggas just like, no. And then he gotta tell you that he's guilty too. He gotta admit to this shit, bro. And nigga, fuck that. He don't gotta admit shit. They got the nigga in 4K, so you seen him do it. So cause some people be innocent, but this nigga, you seen this nigga do it in 4K. I can't defend that shit, bro. Send that nigga to jail, bro.
In February 2016,
Court will impose the mandatory life sentence for the murder of Colleen Ritzer and set a parole eligibility date of 25 years, the highest level our law allows.
however, while Chisholm's reaction could certainly be dismissed as an effect of a mental illness, the same can't be said for the case of 19-year-old Brandon Spencer, who allegedly started shooting at a crowded Halloween party on the campus of the University of Southern California in Los Angeles.
I'm sorry for what happened, Your Honor, but I can't do life in prison.
4 individuals were injured in the shooting, but fortunately, there were no fatalities.
Nigga said, I can't do life in prison, nigga. Did you think about that when you were shooting a crowd up, bro? Like, do niggas not think, like, the people, I think niggas play too much video games, bro. We've been playing too much GTA for the past 13 years, my nigga. It's like, yo, bro, in real life, there's consequences to your actions, my guy. You know what I'm saying? You can't just go out there and just shoot into a crowd of people kill people and then say, I can't do life in prison. Like, you, like, what?
That if you are so intent on killing someone that you're willing to shoot them and at the same time open fire into a crowd.
Following the shooting, Spencer was detained by the Los Angeles Police Department for questioning. A couple of days later, he was charged with 4 counts of attempted murder. The prosecution argued during the trial that the shooting was the result of an ongoing feud between Spencer and a rival gang member, noting that Spencer himself was a documented and well-known gang member.
I'm not a bad person, but I made mistakes. But I'm not just some gangbanger that she tried to portray me as.
Despite the horrifying nature of Spencer's offenses, his actions during the trial managed to shock everyone present. Throughout the trial, Spencer maintained his innocence, but the jury disagreed. Spencer also pleaded his case. The judge sentenced Brandon Spencer to 40 years to life in prison for the 4 counts of attempted murder. When Spencer heard his sentence, this was his reaction. However, while Spencer's behavior raised eyebrows, it's nothing compared to the
Nigga, what?
explosive action.
That wasn't that bad, all the nigga that was crying. I'm thinking this nigga, like, was about to start banging his head till he started bleeding or some shit. Nigga, the nigga we just saw that guy with a robbery charge attack the judge.
Of 15-year-old Conrad Schaefer during their trial.
This was a 15-year-old who was out semi-automatic rifle shooting up.
Schaefer shocked Osceola County when he and his friends began randomly shooting at the residence, resulting in the tragic death of 17-year-old David Guerrero, who was on his way
Rest
to work.
in peace.
Before the shootings, Schaefer had persuaded his father to purchase a .45 caliber Hi-Point carbine and 100 rounds of ammunition. He allegedly took the gun from his house while his father was asleep, marking the beginning of the neighborhood's nightmare. Conrad Schaefer and 3 of his friends, David Damas, Victoria Rios, and Juan Muriel, terrorized the community for 2 weeks. Victoria Rios and Juan Muriel.
I ain't lie, they usually say it just be the white boys that be the school threats, my nigga. This is all races, bro. They got a white boy, a black dude, a Spanish girl, and a Spanish nigga, bro. The only ones missing is the Asians, so I guess the Asians is the only ones cleared this charge right now. All school threats.
Muriel terrorized the community for 2 weeks. They even invaded 22-year-old Eric Rupnarin's home and fatally shot him. During his trial, Schaefer had this to say to the families of the victims.
15 at a time, I'm really sorry for the things I've done. And I know I did wrong, and I know my apology don't mean nothing to you. And I know it ain't gonna change how you feel about me.
Families of Eric Rupnarin also seem to agree.
Eric was my grandson. He was my helper to me and my wife. At this time, my family and I had no intention to forgive the guilty because of such a heinous and brutal crime that was done to my grandson, Eric Rupnarin.
Schaefer eventually pleaded guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder, with over 22 incidents of gunfire damaging homes and vehicles. He was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences, with the judge stating that if Schaefer had been just 3 years older, he would have received the death penalty. However, Conrad Schaefer isn't alone in their courtroom actions. Let's not forget the infamous incident involving 15-year-old Martise Fuller, who's facing charges including murder in Kenosha County, Wisconsin.
I stopped in my doorway and I looked at him and I said, "Oh my God, Martise." I said, "Please, you don't have to do this." And he looked at me and he said, "Yes, I do."
Fuller broke into his ex-girlfriend's house with a handgun and fatally shot his ex-girlfriend in her bedroom while she was listening to music. Her mother, who rushed to the scene upon hearing the gunshots, confronted the assailant and was shot twice, but survived. During the trial, he showed little emotion. Fuller pleaded not guilty, but the jury ultimately found him guilty on 3 counts.
Bro, I've been heartbreaking before, my nigga, but never to this level where I thought about taking out my ex, my nigga. What the fuck, bro? That gotta be like some type of like, bro, what? She broke up with him and then proceeded to murder her, and then shoot her mother twice, bro. Bro, I don't see any accent, but what the fuck?
We, the jury,
this youth
finds
is
the
cooked, my
defendant
nigga. Bro, what?
Guilty of first-degree intentional homicide.
At his sentencing, Fuller, perhaps for the first time in the courtroom, displayed some emotion.
Fuck you,
However, he continued to assert his innocence and delivered a statement through his attorney expressing his apologies to the family.
Mr. Fuller's prepared a statement that he asked that I read on his behalf. Martise writes, "Wholeheartedly, I wanted to write this giving my sincerest apologies to this family I once shared time and love with. Truthfully, I am sorry about the pain you've all suffered through this, but more importantly, the loss of my ex-girlfriend, Kaylee, that I loved too.
Nigga, you was the reason she's gone, bro. Like, that's the crazy part is too, bro. Like, there's not just like the other niggas was killing random people they didn't really know. Like, you shared a bond with this girl and her family, bro. Like you said, like, you know, you was probably over her crib a lot. Like, there's no, I don't understand how you could get to that point, bro. Like, again, I've been broken up with, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I've been hurt, bro. But never to this extent. This is crazy.
I am sorry. Despite the hatred that is against me, I still am sorry. But I have to continue to stand innocent because I am. And I know that I've barely showed emotion throughout my time, but in all honesty, it is because it's hard to have tears left to cry knowing my mom lost a son, one of her children too. But I am sorry, and I hope you all can eventually see in your hearts and vision that I am not the person the media has made me out to be.
The judge, however, wasn't convinced that Fuller could do better in the future.
You are a very dangerous and a damaged human being. So in the interest of protecting the public, acknowledging the seriousness of these acts, the court orders that on count 1, you are sentenced to life in prison without eligibility for extended supervision.
Despite the gravity of his sentence, Fuller appeared largely unaffected. However, as we saw Fuller's unconcern with his sentence, it brings to mind the strikingly similar response of Jennifer Mee.
When I walked off, I was to the corner. I heard the first gunshot. After the first gunshot, I ran.
At 15, Jennifer Mee became popular as the Hiccup Girl due to her sudden bout of uncontrollable hiccups. She even appeared on shows and events. Eventually, she was cured, and her popularity ended. But Jennifer wasn't satisfied. She needed the fame, so she and her boyfriend, Lamont Newton, and another friend, Lauren Rayford, set up a robbery with victims she had met online. The trio lured a 22-year-old man to a vacant home where they robbed and fatally shot him, taking $50 as the reward.
Oh my God. Oh my God, they just killed the nigga for $50, bro. Yo, bro.
If Jennifer's offenses were...
Now, I'm not saying taking her life is worth any amount of money, but $50, bro. I could have just donated the $50 to these niggas, bro, if they needed it that bad, bro. Oh my God.
Weren't enough. Her demeanor in court
to that guy, dude.
Dumbfounded. At 19 years old, she was arrested on charges of first-degree murder. During her trial, this recorded call she made to her mother while in detention was played for the jury.
Hello? Hi, Mama. Hello, Jennifer. What's going on? I'm in jail. Why are you in jail? From murder in the first degree. Who'd you kill? I didn't kill nobody.
Why the mom don't even sound surprised? Like, oh my God, she just said, who'd you kill? Like, she expected it to happen, my nigga.
Who are you trying to kill, Jennifer? Nobody. It wasn't even supposed to happen like that, Mom.
Jennifer was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Jennifer's co-defendants, Rayford and Newton, were also sentenced to life imprisonment for their roles in the murder. However, when emotions run high in court, the actions of Jennifer Mee and Alyssa Bustamante leave us questioning sanity itself.
Was her throat cut? And Alyssa said yes. And that's when the grandmother broke down and began crying.
Alyssa Bustamante was a troubled 15-year-old girl who lived with her grandparents and siblings in St. Martins, Missouri. On October 21, 2009, Bustamante lured her 9-year-old neighbor, Elizabeth Olton, into the woods behind her house. She strangled, stabbed, and slit the throat of the innocent girl, then buried her in a pre-dug grave.
I just wonder what it would be like just to kill someone. See the life just drain out of someone. I wonder.
She then went to a church dance as if nothing had happened. If you thought Bustamante's crimes were reprehensible, brace yourself for her shocking conduct during the proceedings. The police found Olton's body 2 days later after Bustamante confessed to the murder. She was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and armed criminal action. She pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of second-degree murder in exchange for avoiding a trial and a possible life sentence without parole. At her sentencing hearing, Bustamante apologized to Olson's family and said she regretted her actions. However, the judge was not moved by her remorse and sentenced her to life in prison.
There we go.
Possibility of parole after 35 years.
Damn, so that's after pleading guilty? So what? Yo, if she went on to trial, she got the death sentence.
She will be eligible for release in 2054, when she will be 60 years old. However, let's compare the jaw-dropping reaction of Bustamante to the astonishing behavior of 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz.
Oh, the nigga that shot up the school, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018.
Fucking
My goal
weirdo,
is
bro.
at least 20 people within 8.
Like, what type of goal is this, my nigga? Like, a lot of weird-ass niggas aspire to this shit, bro, because they see the fame these niggas get for the 15 seconds and shit. But, like, what type of goal is this, bro? These are the type of niggas we gotta have public executions for it, my guy. This nigga right here deserves a public execution. He made a video talking about this is his goal. Like, it's like, you know how niggas have their New Year's resolution? Like, what type of shit is this, bro?
AR-15 and a couple tracer rounds.
A gunman who carried out the deadliest high school shooting in U.S. history. Cruz killed 17 people and wounded 17 others at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland.
And the people who got injured, the 17 as well, it's probably very traumatic. Everybody involved is probably traumatic as fuck for them. Rest in peace, and hopefully to the people that died, rest in peace, and hopefully the people who, you know, who experienced, who were there, have healed or are continuing to heal, man. It's a tragic story.
In Florida on February 14th, 2018.
Oh my God!
He used a semi-automatic rifle that he had legally purchased a year earlier.
I came out and asked him, what are you going to do with the rifle? And the reply was, I go shooting with my friends on the weekends. I just want my own stuff.
Despite the horrifying nature of Cruz's offenses, his actions during sentencing managed to shock everyone present. Cruz was arrested and charged with 17 counts of premeditated first-degree murder and 17 counts of attempted first-degree murder. He pleaded guilty to all the charges, admitting his responsibility for the massacre.
What's going on today, bro?
The demons, man.
Demons?
Voices.
Voices and demons?
Where's the voices? Where the f*** am I? Holy shit. What happened?
Shut up.
The jury could...
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, the thing that gets me tired about the cops, bro, and obviously I respect these cops, they're brave and shit like that, right? I'm not saying these cops specifically, but it pains me to see that, you know, there's instances where people, you know, are selling cigarettes on the street in New York, and they get killed. You know what I'm saying? There's kids that have toy guns in the park that get shot. You know what I'm saying? There's a kid that has a hoodie on and some Skittles, and he'll get shot for no reason, right? Police shoot these people all the time. You know what I'm saying? For minor things. But won't shoot and kill a school shooter that just finished murdering 17 people and injuring 17 others in a school. And traumatizing families. They'll arrest him perfectly fine. Won't even think to just shoot and kill him. And then speak to him talking about, yo, what's going on type shit. Like why'd you do this type of shit? Like, it should be shoot first, ask question later for him, not for the other kids. You know that. I'm saying little boy in a park with a toy gun. Suicide, bro.
Not reach a unanimous verdict on whether to recommend the death penalty for Cruz. As a result, he was automatically sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for each of the 17 murders, as required by Florida law. He was also sentenced to an additional 34 life sentences for the attempted murders. At his sentencing, Cruz attempted an apology.
I am very sorry for what I did, and I have to live with it every day. And that if I were to get a second chance, I will do everything in my power to try to help others. And I am doing this for you, and I do not care if you do not believe me. And I love you, and I know you don't believe me, but I have to live with this every day.
Cruz showed no remorse or empathy for his actions and instead wore a red prison jumpsuit, glasses, and a mask. He even laughed at one point during the proceedings. Cruz's lack of emotion and his escape from the death penalty outraged and disappointed many of the victims' relatives who had hoped for a different outcome. However, while it was clear that Cruz didn't care about the years he was going to spend in jail, his behavior in court was very different to that of 19-year-old Keandra Cook, a high school student who used a dating app to set up a robbery scheme with her boyfriend, Kendrick Bass. Cook lured Perry Nida, a Palm Coast man, to a secluded spot in South Daytona, where Bass and others attacked him and his friend, Emmanuel Purcell, who had accompanied him.
I ain't gonna lie, that's why the dating apps be dangerous, bro. That's why whenever I've been meeting up with a girl off a dating app, I've done a couple times, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I used to be a Tinder god. But, no, you know what I mean? The only reason I stopped using Tinder, too, was because, like, the bitches on Tinder, bro, like, they'll have pictures of when they were skinny, and then you link them up in real life, and these bitches is fat. Now, I love some fat queens sometimes, but, like, damn, man, I ain't trying to eat. I'm saying I ain't trying to be with the fat ones all the time, my nigga. I'm trying to change up the variety, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, every time I linked up with a girl online, bro, I swear to God, bro, I dressed up in the most basic fits, my nigga. I'm bringing in The cheapest jeans I got, regular sweater. I'm not coming in nothing designer, nothing, bro. My wallet, I'm leaving it in the car. Only thing I'm bringing with me is the car keys. But I'm taking my mom's car that day. I'm not taking my car. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking my mom's car because she got some older shit. So, like, just in case a nigga robbed me, he ain't taking too much.
Bass shot Purcell in the chest, but luckily he survived. However, what Cook did in the courtroom was even crazier. Cook was arrested and charged with principal to carjacking with a deadly weapon and principal to aggravated battery with a deadly weapon.
Guilty of all 3 charges, sentence you to 20 years in state prison.
Cook was later allowed to withdraw her plea and cooperate with the state to testify against Bass, who was also charged with attempted murder. She entered a new plea deal and received a reduced sentence of 11 years in prison and 20 years of probation.
I think you got good in you, and I think you got potential. Don't lose sight of that.
She apologized to the victims and their families.
I just want to say that I'm sorry to wrong that her son had been shot, that I didn't even know you get shot. My boyfriend and his friends get threatened me to do this.
However, this wasn't the only time a convict freaked out during their sentencing. Take, for example, the case of 18-year-old Donta Wright, a teenager who was involved in the murder of Jordan Klee, a high school student and athlete in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Wright and 2 other youths planned to rob Klee of his drugs, clothes, and shoes, but Klee fought back. Wright then shot him in the back of the head, killing him instantly.
No, bro. You're not supposed to ever fight back, bro. Never fight back during a robbery, bro. Whatever they want to take, bro, let them take it, bro. At the end of the day, bro, materialistic things will come and go. Your life will. You only get one of those, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Whatever shoes you took from you, you can earn the money back, buy those again. Maybe even better. God will bless you in different ways, but your life is only one, bro. I'm saying I had a friend, bro, and I'm not gonna say his name, and I'll tell a story because fuck it, you know what it is. I'm telling nigga stories today. Nigga used to sell weed, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Sold weed big time. And he sold weed to a nigga he usually sold weed to all the time. The nigga says, yo, bro, is it cool if my cousin comes in the car? You know, the nigga selling the weed in his car and shit. He goes, yeah, for sure. So the client's in the front, the cousin's in the back seat. He shows the nigga the pound of weed, and he tells him the price. The nigga's showing it to him shit. All the nigga feel, according to him, he told me the shit. And I know it's true because, you know, he did lose that weed and he lost his phone and all that shit. All he feels is some chrome to his dome, a gun to the back of his head. Right there, just at the back of his head. He feels that shit. And all he hears is, yo, just give me a phone, give me a wallet. And the nigga took everything. My friend didn't react. Gave him everything he wanted, even told him the passcode to the phone. My friend is alive to this day. Now, there's another version of that story with another kid that I didn't really know him, but my friend knew him. And it literally happened, I think a year after my friend got robbed. Mind you, my friend's still alive. Healthy, living, great. Got a new phone, everything. But the other kid was also selling weed. But he wasn't selling a pound of weed. He was selling like an eighth or some shit. Like something small. And the dude got in the passenger seat, same thing. But it was only just him in the car. It was another guy that robbed him. This dude flashed the gun to him and told him, yo, bro, I ain't paying for this shit, basically. Just give me the weed. The other dude selling the weed found it disrespectful, and rest in peace to him, that the nigga would even try to rob him. So he pulled out his gun. And by the time he about to pull out his gun, the dude was already firing it off and killed him. Lost his life. 2 lives were lost over an eighth of weed, bro. A young kid, I think like 18 years old, died that day. And another young kid around the same age got years in jail, bro. Over an eighth of weed, bro. So my thing is, bro, if a nigga's gonna rob you, I get it, bro. It hurts you, especially if I work so hard for this shit. This is my thing, you know what I'm saying? But don't let a nigga take your life over some dumb shit, bro, because you could always get it back, bro. And so people robbing, bro, it's not worth it, bro, to go to jail, to even, you know what I'm saying, to go to jail or even die, because the nigga you taking shit from you could kill you to protect his thing. So I never understood that.
Instantly, just when you thought Wright couldn't sink any lower, his behavior in the courtroom will leave you stunned. Wright was arrested and charged with felony murder, armed robbery, conspiracy to commit armed robbery, and felony firearm possession. The family of the victim read a very emotional victim impact statement. But this is how serious Wright felt about their pain.
Sincerely hope that whatever it was you wanted so badly that you felt the need to murder my son was worth the next at least 52 years of your continued existence. You won't get the luxury of raising your child because you took mine away.
When he was called to address the court, Wright shocked everyone.
I want to tell y'all
I'll be home soon. R.I.P. Keon. I love my family.
That's all you got to say.
Wright showed no remorse or empathy for his actions. His attitude in court shocked and angered the judge and the victim's family. The judge reserved some choice words for him.
I'm very tempted to just say, I'm not going to accept this sentence agreement. We'll go to trial. And if you're convicted of felony murder, you'll go to prison for the rest of your life. That means you'll die there. That's what I'm tempted to do.
Wright was eventually sentenced to 25 to 52 years in prison for his role in the murder.
He said he'll be home soon, my nigga. That's soon to you, bro. Hey, y'all street niggas is different, bro. Y'all, my theory is every nigga that goes to jail repeatedly or is hyped to go to jail and say, I'll be home soon, y'all niggas is homosexuals, bro. And there's nothing wrong with being homosexual, bro. But just accept it, my nigga. Y'all niggas be the first ones to bash the gays, but y'all be getting secret, bro. Because y'all be beasting to go to jail and proud of that shit. I'll be home soon. You getting 25 to 52 years, my nigga. No remorse. And you like that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, man. He's about to meet his boyfriend in jail. That's what it is. He's hyped.
It's nothing compared to the explosive actions of 13-year-old Antonio Barbo and 14-year-old Nathan Pop during their trial.
She said that she's going to have to call Antonio's mom, and Antonio kept looking at me, and then he hit her in the head.
In September 2012, Antonio and Nathan conspired to and brutally murdered Antonio's great-grandmother, 76-year-old Barbara Olson. The kids bludgeoned her to death using a hammer and a hatchet, then stole her purse. What's even more chilling is that after committing this heinous crime, they used part of the stolen money to buy marijuana and pizza.
We were going to try to scare her to get money and then use force if needed.
When you say use force if needed, was there a discussion about what type of force you might use?
An attack, I guess to kill.
During the legal proceedings, Antonio Barbo changed his plea from not guilty by reason of mental illness or defect to no contest, reaching an agreement with the prosecution. However, he was very remorseful.
I know I don't show my emotions much.
That's crazy. It'd be your own blood, my nigga. Your two great-grandkids conspiring to kill you over some pizza and marijuana, my nigga. Bro, you could have just asked me for the $20, but I would have gave it to you, bro. Like, it's not that serious. But go mow a lawn, my nigga. Go mow some lawns and you'll earn the pizza and the weed, bro. Like, that's insane, bro. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just... These niggas is weird, bro. These niggas... I don't know. I can't dive into psychology.
I'm not sure why. But that doesn't mean I don't.
Nathan Pop also had some things to let off his chest.
I just want to say that I'm truly sorry for everything that happened.
However, despite his plea and expressions of remorse, he and Nathan were sentenced to life imprisonment. They were both remorseful as they left the court. However, just when you thought you'd seen it all, another convict surpasses Antonio and Nathan's wild courtroom display.
As I approached, I got closer. I saw her really sniffing at a particular area. So I pulled her back, and when I looked, kind of second-guessed myself. I thought I saw a dead body, but I wasn't too sure because, it was missing some limbs.
Enter 18-year-old Matthew Borges, who was facing a murder charge for the beheading of 16-year-old Lee Valoria Paulino in December 2016. Borges and Paulino were students at Lawrence High School and had reportedly smoked marijuana together in November 2016, which was the last time Paulino was seen alive. Paulino's body was discovered by a dog walker near the Merrimack River 2 weeks after he went missing. The details of the scene were chilling. Listen as the dog walker explained what he saw.
As I approached, I got closer. I saw her really sniffing at a particular area. So I pulled her back, and when I looked, kind of second-guessed myself. I thought I saw a dead body, but I wasn't too sure because, was missing some limbs.
At first, Borges was not considered a suspect, but the tide of evidence began pointing unmistakably in his direction. During the trial, the prosecutor, Jay Gabito, argued that there was an overwhelming amount of evidence incriminating Borges.
Like what?
The allegations against Borges were disturbing. It was suggested that he had stabbed Paulino multiple times before decapitating him. When the verdict was delivered, Borges displayed an eerie lack of emotion.
That the defendant, Matthew Borges, is guilty on the charge of first-degree murder.
Eventually, he was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life imprisonment, with the possibility of parole.
Did they say the reason or why, though? Like, I want to know why the fuck would he just kill a nigga because he smoked weed with him one time?
Only after serving 30 years. However shocking Borges' reaction to his sentence was, how does it compare to the reaction of 16-year-old Dylan Schumacher, who was in Buffalo, New York courthouse?
I am a 16-year-old blonde
Probably all I have to do is cry in front of the jury, and they're going to feel sorry for me.
On charges of second-degree murder. In March 2013,
that's the definition of entitlement. How the fuck did the judge even get that statement out of him?
Schumacher was babysitting his 18-year-old girlfriend's child while she went to work. He was inside a Springvale home shared with his parents. Tragically, that evening, Schumacher beat the 23-month-old Austin to death. Following this horrifying incident, Schumacher was arrested and charged with the murder of the toddler, along with child abuse charges. Schumacher claimed he didn't intend to harm the child or cause his death, stating that he was trying to get the child to stop crying.
At 16, you knew not to keep pounding your fist on that pillow with that little baby's head there. That little boy had to be terrified. Probably he had a hard time breathing, and then you repeatedly punched him so hard as to cause his death by bleeding on the brain.
Oh my God.
If you thought Schumacher would be remorseful,
but shit like that just breaks my heart, bro. Like a little bit, you know, like, bro, I love babies, bro. And I know weird shit, bro. Like I got like, I love taking care of kids and shit like that, bro. Like when my brother was a kid, bro, that was like my favorite time with the nigga and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just hearing shit like this, bro.
for his crimes, you're wrong. As Schumacher entered the courtroom for his sentencing, he couldn't even get settled behind the defense table before breaking into tears. That's right, Schumacher expressed how sorry he was for his actions.
I take back what was done. I wish I could. I would give my life for Austin.
However, it was all an act, and the judge wasn't fooled. The judge pointed out a recorded phone call between Schumacher and his mother.
The record will show that you admitted that on July 23rd, 2013, in a phone call to your mother from the holding center, you stated, and I got a quote from the court reporter, "I am a 16-year-old blonde. Probably all I have to do is cry in front of the jury, and they're going to feel sorry for me."
Despite his second attempt at an apology, Schumacher was handed the maximum punishment of 25 years to life in prison. However, this sentence was later modified to 18 years to life.
Why?
However, while some may attribute Schumacher's reaction to juvenile delinquency,
it be having me weak when the criminals don't know that the phone call is recorded, bro. Like literally, when you get a call from somebody in jail, the person that receives the call, it literally tells them the phone call will be recorded.
This is 18-year-old Shondell Jackson, who's facing charges of murder in the Milwaukee County Courthouse. Jackson and his friend were out to rob when they crossed paths with 21-year-old Nathan Potter, a University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee college student, heading to his apartment. The friends approached Potter, demanding money, but Potter was only a student and had no money. When Jackson realized Potter had no cash to offer, he shot him, killing him. After the murder, Jackson fled to Mississippi, but was ultimately arrested, thanks to a tip from his uncle.
I don't have enough time to think about a whole lot of things now, because you just can't take nobody's life. You know, that's just wrong.
As if killing someone at 8...
Uncle, bro. I always wonder, like... I mean, me personally, I think that if I was to find out a family member of mine, kid, cousin, whatever, was to do something heinous like this, I wouldn't shelter them in my house and I wouldn't protect their whereabouts, bro. I'll probably snitch, I ain't gonna lie, because shit like this is crazy, bro. Like, if you kill somebody and it's like in self-defense and stuff like that, and you're scared to go to jail, then that's different. Like, you gotta tell me circumstances, but I don't know. I don't think I'll even harbor the fugitive at all, bro, because it's like, that's fucked up, bro.
Teen was not outrageous enough. Jackson's actions in court were even more dramatic. During his trial, Jackson's actions in the courtroom drew attention. Here, Jackson is gesturing towards the victim's family, totally unremorseful about his actions. Jackson was quickly escorted out of the courtroom, but as he was leaving, Jackson flashed a disturbing smile toward the grieving family. Now, at his sentencing, Jackson's mother had an opportunity to address the court.
When I saw it on the news, I even cried. I'm like, oh my God, I can't imagine what that mother is going through. I never had a clue that my child had anything to do with it. My son is not a monster. He is not a monster.
When Jackson was given the opportunity to speak, Jackson surprised everyone.
I apologize for my behaviors. Please don't take my life from me.
That's right.
Nigga, how, that's the thing with these niggas, bro. I don't understand, bro. How can you ask somebody to not take your life from you when you ain't think twice about taking another nigga life? Like, you ain't think twice about that shit, bro, and you did it. Fuck out of here, dude.
Ditch attempt to save himself, Jackson pleaded for leniency and offered an apology for his actions. Now it is time for the judge to deliver his sentence.
the need to protect the community, which I also fear for with Mr. Jackson, and I am going to sentence Mr. Jackson to life imprisonment without possibility for extended supervision. I know that that is something that is reserved for the most serious of cases, and
Jackson was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. But when Jackson heard that he would be spending the rest of his life in prison, he couldn't contain his emotions. Deputies had to intervene, restraining Jackson as his anger flared. Watch again as Jackson pushed this cop over. Fortunately, this cop was able to wrestle him to the ground, while this officer here unbuckled his pepper spray and put it to work. Amidst the chaos, a member of Jackson's family has a shocking remark for the Potter family. Eventually, Jackson was let out of the court to spend the rest of his life behind bars. But Nathan Potter's parents had a few things to say.
Our little girl was afraid. She was afraid that he was going to try and kill one of us.
I hope it as he spends the rest of his life in jail.
Jackson's friend and accomplice pleaded guilty to acting as the lookout in the crime and received a 12-year sentence. Despite the terrible behavior of Shondell's family in court, the uncle who tipped off the police maintained his stance despite threats. However, this wasn't the only time a convicted kid freaked out during his sentencing.
Your son is the victim and the killer is your granddaughter. Can you talk about that?
She's not my granddaughter.
Take, for example, the case of 16-year-old Sierra Halseth and 18-year-old Aaron Guerrero.
Where did the evil come that was bred into a soul that murders their own father?
Who are facing multiple charges, including murder with a deadly weapon, arson, robbery with a deadly weapon, conspiracy to conduct robbery, and multiple counts of fraudulent use of credit or debit cards at the Regional Justice Center in Las Vegas. The teenage couple murdered Sierra's father, 45-year-old Daniel Halseth. They stabbed him over 60 times and attempted to burn his body and house. Then, they took his debit card and fled to Salt Lake City, indulged themselves, and opened a YouTube channel where they callously shared information like this.
Day 3 after murdering somebody.
Whoa! Don't put that on the camera.
The teenagers.
What the fuck, my nigga? Yo, bro. Not only did they kill her father, right? Niggas proceed to make a YouTube channel admitting to the murder and vlogging their whereabouts. This generation is cooked, bro. Like, actually cooked. I wonder why. Like, why did they even kill him, bro? I bet you some stupid shit like they couldn't be together.
Dated in 2020, but their parents did not approve of the relationship, forcing them to end it. On April 9th, 2021, Daniel's lifeless body was discovered in the garage of his Las Vegas home. The teenagers were subsequently apprehended in Salt Lake City.
Like, imagine being that much of a thought, my nigga, that your dad says, yo, you can't date this nigga, and instead of sneaking around like a regular kid and just dating them anyways, you gonna murder him, bro? Like, there's so many other solutions that you could have just snuck around regardless and just, you know what I mean, continue doing your thing, your thug thizzle. But except you murder him. And now y'all really can't be together because y'all both gonna be in separate jails. Like, do niggas even think shit through? Like, yo, if we can't be together now, while you live with your parents, how about we, you know what I mean, we sneak around, we still date on the low, like after school, whatever. And when eventually we move out, we could live together. But no, let's murder him, stay together for like a week, and then we both go life in jail in separate jails, and we just talk to each other through the phone. Can they even talk to us through the phone? Actually, I don't even know. They probably can't because they're both prisoners.
Throughout the court proceedings, the behavior of Sierra was starkly different from that of Aaron. Aaron Guerrero seems to be emotionally breaking down. When he was allowed to speak, he had this to say.
I ask for forgiveness as I get sentenced today, and I hope it brings you a little peace.
Meanwhile, Sierra Halseth appeared disinterested, bored, and detached from the gravity of the situation. She claimed that her father had physically and sexually abused her.
He locks me in place and starts pushing me and hitting me around.
Eventually, they were both found guilty by District Judge Chiara Jones.
55 days credit for time served. That is a total aggregate sentence of life in the Nevada Department of Corrections with the possibility of parole after 22 years of good service.
And ordered to pay $5,000 in restitution. For Sierra's grandmother, a lot has changed.
You're in a tough spot because your son is the victim and the killer is your granddaughter. Can you talk about that?
If you thought these reactions were shocking, you'd be amazed.
That's insane, bro. Hey, man. Again, it's for a video. I'm not into the stream yet, but for the video purposes. If you're new, drop a like, subscribe. Road to 1,000 subs. It's your boy, I'm out, man. All right, so now let's talk about some